All right, guys. Another video. All these things are happening, so you got to pay attention to them. The riots, because that's what they are, they're not protests, they're riots in Los Angeles. They're coordinating more of these around the country. A lot of cities are planning on having these type of events going on this weekend, right? They want to disrupt everything because Trump's birthday, so they want to cause as much problems as they possibly can. And then there's that parade scheduled, obviously, in Washington, D.C., so, to celebrate Trump's birthday and all that kind of stuff. So you're definitely seeing a lot of interesting stuff going on. A lot of speculation. Who's financing this? There's people saying that there's ads out for people to be paid to be agitators and causing problems, and being paid so much a week to do so. Would that surprise me? No. That one heiress that is part of the Walmart family, she's a billionaire. They said she's the one that's backing a lot of this. I'm sure Soros is behind it as well. And so there's a lot going on as far as that goes. Now, anybody that watches my channel knows I don't like protesters, even if it's something that I believe in. I gave people a heads up ahead of January 6th, and people said to me, "Are you going?" And I said, "Absolutely not. You will never catch me anywhere near a situation like that, because you can get yourself jammed up in a hurry." Okay? So anybody that's out there that's watching this, that's wanting to go to these protests that may turn violent, my advice to you, whatever your political beliefs are, don't go, because you can get jammed up in a hurry. This administration is not playing around. This is not the Biden administration. This is the administration that if you do stupid things, they will lock you up. Okay? And, your cause, whatever your cause may be, does absolutely no good if you're sitting in a jail cell. That's something to think about, okay? So, just wanted to put that out there. I want people to be smart and not be stupid. Obviously, certain people are going to still be stupid anyway because that's what they do. But I'm just, trying to give a warning and a heads up and try to keep people safe as I possibly can be. Like I said, I don't like protest in any form whatsoever. I don't think it does any good in the long run. But situations can turn ugly very, very fast, and bad things can happen. And they're preparing for a lot of unrest. I don't know if you saw the sheriff down in Florida, and he basically said, if you do this, this is what's going to happen. If you do that, this is what's going to happen. And if you do the third thing, this is what's going to happen. And, they're not playing around, guys. This is not the Biden administration White House. This is the Trump White House. So these people that think that they can go ahead with immunity and just go and act like fools, it's not going to happen. It's not going to be tolerated. And, you look at even like in LA, folks, how is protesting and looting and burning and all that type of stuff, how does that all work, right? Think about it. So, something to be paying attention to, something to be ready for. Man, these bugs are just ridiculous. I mean, if I didn't have this headnet on, I would be losing my mind. And even with it on, they're like all over this headnet. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. So, but that's part of the fun of it, right? Part of the fun of it. Anyway, I want to hear your thoughts, guys. Do you think that there will be a lot of civil unrest across the country with these protests? Do you think that they will try to disrupt the presidential parade this weekend on Sunday? So again, a lot of things to pay attention to. Crazy. It's going to be an interesting summer, I think, for sure. People think that they can just do whatever they want, and that's not going to be the case and get away with it anymore. Like I said, this administration is not playing. These governors and these mayors of these cities that allow this nonsense to happen, they're cracking down. When Newsom said no, he hadn't talked to Trump, and then Trump produced the phone records, yes, we did talk. It makes him look like a pretty big liar, in my opinion, doesn't it? So, again, a lot of things are going on. A lot of things you need to pay attention to. There is an agenda, okay? They don't want Trump to be successful in this term. They don't want it, so they're going to do everything that they possibly can to disrupt that, to cause problems, to have these liberal judges, jam him up and slow him down at every opportunity. But we have to remember, the majority of the people in this country voted for him to do exactly what he is doing. So they can play their games. It's not going to go well for them, So just putting that out there. And there's a lot of people sitting back on the sidelines, folks. A lot of people sitting back on the sidelines going, you know what? They're just waiting. What am I hearing? I'm trying to see where it is. You hear that? Huh. It's a big old plane, but I don't know where it is. I don't see it. Anyhow, good times. A lot of people sitting back waiting. And if people get too stupid, there will be people that will step up, guaranteed. Because they're not going to tolerate certain stuff in their neighborhoods. You can be an idiot and act like a jerk in the cities, and you might get away with it. You might not, but you might. But you're not going to come out to the country and try to be foolish and think that the locals are not going to say, yeah, I don't think so. So, something to think about. There she is. She's a smart one sitting in the shade. Smart girl. Again, with everything going on, with all this stupidity, I'm going to encourage you, be safe with traveling. If these protesters are out there, I'll tell you what, I ain't stopping for them if they're on the road. Absolutely not. They will get run over. I'm not playing that game. You're not stopping my car and beating on my windows and acting all foolish. It's not going to happen. So, and I'm not worried about that down here anyway. But, well, not that I'm driving a car right now, but you know what I mean. Too funny. But again, just be safe, guys. Situational awareness is really important. If you know where these protests are, try to avoid them if you can. It's the smartest thing you can do. Keep a low profile. Stay away from the nonsense. And you'll be much, much better off for it because of that situation. So anyway, guys, I am going to jump off of here. I do have things that I want to get done here. And I want you all to be safe. Have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.